My husband and I stopped a few weeks ago at what looked from the road like a junk store, but it turned out to be a really fun antique mall. And the first thing that caught my eye when we went inside was this booth with all of the Fenton glass shoes. I didn't know that they came in so many colors, let alone the white milk glass. And now I am on a quest to find one at an estate sale or a thrift store because I found two inexpensive ones so far, and I'm going to stick with it till I find another one. I love this rotary phone planter so much, it is ridiculous. Sometimes vintage things just scream to me. And here is a really pretty piece of vintage crewel that I was admiring. And there's another one. And then there is the thing that I am obsessed with, this latch hook grandfather clock. It has a working clock mechanism. I have never seen anything like it in my life. And I kind of really want one now because it is so ridiculous that I love it. This goose, my mom toll painted one just like it when I was growing up. I keep finding things that are from the same pattern books that my mom had back in the day, and it always entertains me. This set me off on a quest to other antique malls for vintage handmade stuff that I could drool over and share with you. First thing I saw was more shoes. These were visible through the outside window, and I don't know what that glass color on the far right was, but I love it. I'm just enchanted by these, and I have no reason for it. Oh, that is hobnail glass, and that has what I learned later in the day was the cat head. I, I know that I could go on eBay or Etsy and research these and find out all the options that are available, but it's so much more fun just to wait to stumble across them. Upstairs, they had a couple of the old metal doll houses. This one was full of furniture, and it also had some superhero action figures. The booth it was in had mostly comic books and movie collectibles, so I guess those had to be in there to make the dollhouse fit the rest of his merchandise, maybe. I always love the art on the walls of these, and someday I am going to get one of my very own. This one looked in much better shape, and I apologize for the angles. These were way over my head. Oh, I didn't see the fireplace until I was just watching it play back. I love the fireplace. I love this much more than the other one. And there's another identical house. I love this cross-stitch piece. The colors just amaze me. And it is just so dang stinking pretty. I'm also really excited about pretty fonts and lettering these days, so it's probably more that than the chair, but I also love rocking chairs, so both ways it's a win. And it surprised me with how many different antique malls I wandered through. There wasn't a lot of old handmade stuff, lots and lots of brand new handmade. The two vintage paint my numbers caught my eye because either I haven't seen vintage paint my numbers out in the wild before, or they've been slipping past me because I didn't know what I was looking at. But this string art lion is beyond amazing. I want to know what they used for his mane because it looked like a lion mane. And here's a really pretty needlepoint piece that was way up on the wall. This one is on perforated paper, which is what caught my eye because I remembered Bendy Stitchy talking about a sampler she wanted to recreate that I believe was on perforated paper. This almost looks like it's corduroy fabric appliqued onto the perforated paper, and I don't know what that white piece there is, it almost looks broken out of something else. So I don't know if this is old or something somebody made to look old. And there is just the corner of a piece of needle point. Stitches catch my eye and will drag me across the room. I love old vintage needlepoint. It could easily become an obsession. There's something about it, especially with that kind of subject matter, that just really appeals to me. And there's another bit of stitching peeking through. They had so much stuff stacked in front of it. And I was trying to flop the other frame pieces forward against my shin without making a whole lot of noise and without disrupting anything too much. And I really didn't get a great look at this one, but it's vintage and it made me smile. And really that was the whole goal in this little expedition. Love these toll painted daisies. They are, I don't know if they are faded with age or if that is how they were originally painted, but they are so pretty. And I like this Afghan. It's showing a little more yellow in the video than it was. And that, I think they've got a sheet hanging on the wall behind it, and I have that same sheet up in my quilting stash. This painter's palette, somebody made it, so I put it in the video. That one splotch in the middle looks like a chicken, and if I ever find one of these at an estate sale, and it looks anywhere near as gorgeous as this thing does, I am bringing it home and finding a place in my house to display it. And I am resisting the temptation to go back to the antique mall and buy that thing. Here's another shoe, and this one, according to the tag, is custard glass. I'd never heard of custard glass before reading it on the tag, so I'm not sure what it is or why it's special. And there's a cat head on the front of that shoe, which was also on one of the shoes we looked at earlier, but I didn't know that at the time because it didn't have a helpful little tag telling me what it was. I love antique stores, and sometimes I buy something. More often I use them to drool over things and fall in love. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle.